Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about the books that I read in February 2023. And I had a little kind of a slow start in January. I was working a lot. I was a lot of busy, so I just basically couldn't read anything. So I'm starting the year from February, okay? And I read a total of about, just to compensate on January, so I read about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I read a total of 6 books in February, so it's not a bad thing at all. So let's start from the first book. The first book would be, oh my god, one of my favorites and the best revenge books of all times. It is the best book of all times, I think. And it is the French book by the writer Alexandre Dumas and the Count of Monte Cristo. I read this in Turkish because the basic language of this book is French. And what I get from the book is it's about the best blood of revenge. It's about a guy named Dantes, and this guy, he's in love with a girl. He's not that rich guy, he's a poor guy. And his friends fool him and make a conspiracy about him. And they basically throw him in jail, and he did nothing. And during this first book, it's the first part, by the way, it's a big book. It's telling how Dantes is being in jail, how is he mentored by an old, smart, rich person, and how he will start his plan for revenge. And let me tell you something. The thing that I get from the book is you can have all the money in the world, but it's nothing if you are not smart, if you are not well cultured, if you don't read lots of books, if you don't have any language. Money by itself is nothing. So let's talk about power. How this guy went from a poor guy to a powerful guy, went from a shy, powerless guy to one of the most powerful, prestigious guys in the world. So I don't know if I can cover this. I don't want to give any much spoilers when I talk about it, but it's one of the best books you will ever read, and I recommend it so much. I will start the second book in March, then I can tell you all about it. It's amazing. It's an incredible book. Recommend, and if I have to rate it, it's 5 stars for me. So let's start with the second book. The second book is one of my favorite writer, which is Franz Kafka. It's called Decision. And it's a short stories, classic stories. I read it in Turkish. Franz Kafka write in German. I didn't like the book, surprisingly. I don't know why. And I make notes about the book I read in my journal. And what I write about the book, difficult in reading and so much philosophical stories. Like I finished it in 1.5 hours. Maybe I should read it more slow. This is why I could not get it. But it's not like perfect for me. If I have to rate it, it's 2.53 out of 5 for me. Maybe because I just didn't get it, so you never know. And the third book. Let's start with the third book. This, Midnight Library. And I read it in Turkish, then I read it in English on Kindle. So it's by Matt Haig, and this is one of New York Times bestsellers writer. And in also this book in Goodreads, it's picked as the best book in 2020 by Goodreads, and I can understand why. It's one of the best book I read. I sometimes see reviews in YouTube about this book, and some people say it's not a perfect book or something. I think they just didn't get the message, with all respect. And it's one of the best books I ever read. And I finished this book, I think, in 1.5 days because I was working. If I'm not, maybe less than 1 day the book will be finished. So it is very easy read. philosophical stuff, something deep, but you can read it without like, what does this mean, or something like that. You can get the book, and let me tell you the summary about it. I wrote the summary. It's in a between life and death state, Nora finds herself in a large library where as long as it stays midnight, she has the option to try out all the life she may choose to live. So also, it's a unique novel with infinite possibilities of life. It's about a young woman, of course, named Nora Seeds, who lives an ordinary life, feels unwanted, not loved by people around her, and unaccomplished. How many people feel that way? I think a lot. So, and in the middle of all of this, she decides to commit suicide. Okay, and the story starts from then. Let me just not give you spoilers. So I hate spoilers. It's an easy read, like I said, and it helped me seeing like what they call the big picture. I never understand what the big picture thing is, but when I read this book, it's really made me think deeper. Like, you finish the book and you start just questioning, do I live my best life? Do I need to live more possibilities of life to decide this? It's a good book. It's an amazing book, and bravos to my take for this book. It's a 5/5, easy. So let's start with the third and fourth book at the same time. It's a Turkish book, and I really wish that Turkish book get to be translated in English one day, especially the books that for young people, and the Wattpad book, but the Turkish book, because the romance comedies are very funny, very, very funny, and it's more funny, I think, than romantic sometimes. This book, it's called You Are Connected to the Operator by a writer called Kubra Berk, and the writer is, I think, about 21 or 22 years old. It's more for the young people, maybe 18, 20 years old. But I decided to read this book because it's very easy Turkish for me. I'm a foreigner. I'm not from here, so I was looking for an easy Turkish book where I don't need any translation, and this book was this. So it was very easy read for me, and I think I finished these two books in less than 10 days, maybe 1 week. So it's very easy read for me. Look how like heavy they are, and still I finish it so fast, so it's very easy read for me. And let me tell you the summary of this book. You Are Connected to Operator is a book about main character who's a girl working in the call center, and she gets a call from a customer who makes fun of her, then gives her 1 point low evaluation for no reason. And then this guy realizes that he made a mistake, and starting calling her every day with the interference from his stupid friend and his ex-girlfriend. And the guy starts giving her high points whenever he calls. So then, with time, this will be a start of very romantic comedy journey full of laughs. And I give this book a rating of 3.5 from 5, but for the laughs I give 5 out of 5, because it was very funny, and you can relate to all these characters, this guys' friends, and their families, and you feel a part of the book, you know what I mean? It's like whenever you look at this book in your bookshelf, you just remember this family and this girl from the call center and the guy she fell in love with, and it put a smile to your face. So thank you, Kubra Berk, if you're seeing this in English. Okay, it's a very good book. I really hope you do this book in English, because I can think this book can sell in lots of area if you get to read it in English. So good for you. And to the sixth and final book, which I will talk more in details in other videos, because this book needs lots of details. I need to talk about this book a lot. So this book, it's Ikigai. I think I said it right, Ikigai. So Ikigai, it's about the Japanese people's secret to a long and healthy life. Okay, it's very easy read, not complicated for me. I also read this book in Turkish language. It's written by Hector Garcia and Francis Megales. It's about, let me tell you the summary about this book. The summary is, if you have a purpose in life, a purpose you want, a purpose you are passionate about, you will live longer than 100 years old. And started talking about the concept of Ikigai, and how the people in a special town in Japan live longer life. All of people there are like 90 years old, more than 100 years old. Their secrets, their communication, the diet list, the food they are eating, their concept, their yoga, their meditation, their communication with each other, their activities. And the first book gives you the ideas of the concept. Then the second book, which I also will read later, it's talk about how you can accomplish the Ikigai in your daily life. So like I said, I will talk about this book in details in another video, because it needs to be talked about in details. It's very good book and would smile to my face, make me forget lots of my problems, make me concentrate on the thing that I want in life. So it's amazing book. It's amazing book. It's 5 out of 5, easy for me. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry for my English. So my native language is not Turkish or English, it's Arabic, but I try to make my videos in English because I really love this language. I hope you like the book. I hope you understand maybe half of what I'm saying, and let's see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, see you soon.